Hello, everyone. Hello. Hope you are staying warm on these cold days. There we go. Hello, everybody. How are you? How are you? Oh, I guess I better put my look so I can have comments on so I can actually see who's watching. Remember, if you're joining in and you're watching along, make sure you say hello because I can't see who's watching. I only know from the comments. So make sure you pop on and just say a quick hello so I know that you're there watching. Hello, Dagny. How are you? I'm good. I'm staying warm. So I'm doing okay. How about you? Hello, Lori. I will pull your order here right away after this live, and I can bring it to you if you like. I'm heading downtown in a little bit anyway, so I will message you after, okay? Yes, cold, hey? Well, I think we kind of all knew we would pay for this, right? Hello, Jan. How are you? How was your Christmas? Yes, it's been cold, but it's been okay. I think the kids are tired of being inside all week at school, so it was quite amazing. They came home yesterday and both wanted to go outside. You know, minus 30, they didn't care. They just wanted to be out. So, yeah. Dagny, no worries. I've got it here, so if you're good with whenever, then that's totally fine with me. No worries at all. Good, Jan. I'm glad to hear. Mine was as well. Mine was nice as well. Yeah, no, like I said, no worries, Dagny. Just, it's here. If you're good, I'm good. So no stress, right? No stress. So I'm sure you guys remember a few lives ago when I did this. Oh, you can't even see from the light. And when I did it, when we went to die cut, it didn't work out very well. So I've since reworked with it so that I could get a better understanding and kind of found out the trick to it all. So I thought I would use it again because I do really like it. I like the layering stencils and I like that it has this accompanying die cut. So I wanted to do it again, do it a little bit differently to show you a few more options, just to give you that, like a redo, I guess, on the use of this, to show you that it does work out properly the way it's supposed to, and just maybe a couple other uses and a couple other techniques. So I guess maybe we will get to it, and maybe before we get to it, just a couple quick things I wanted to mention. So the retreat, I'm going to start that on pre-sale February 1st. So the retreat will run May 18th, 19th, and 20th. So it's May long weekend, which I know will be good for some and not so good for others. And I apologize, but that's just the weekend I decided to go with. So it'll be Saturday, from Saturday morning till Monday, you know, at 3-4 o'clock, kind of when we normally clean up, okay? It's going to be here at the Sedaten Hall in Dawson, which is right on the edge of the Pioneer Village. There is camping there available. If you would like, if you know you're coming, you can pre-book your camping. So if you'd like to do that rather than stay in a hotel if you're coming from out of town. But those will be the 3 days. It'll be $200 for the 3 days, but that will give you a $50 store credit to use while you're at the retreat. So it's kind of like having a store credit when you arrive, which I thought would be kind of a nice treat. Hello, Rhonda. How are you? It's good to see you join. So yes, retreat. February 1st, I will launch it live, and I'm hoping to I'm leaving enough room for 24 attendees, so there'll be a little bit more room than at the Camp-A-Meal one, which will be nice. The Sedaten Hall is beautiful. It's got good Wi-Fi. So yeah, I'm hoping that it'll be really good place for all of us. So just keep that in your calendar to kind of check in and get registered for that, as it's, of course, first come, first serve, right? And then the next thing I wanted to chat about, which is the subscription. I'm actually calling it a maker's box. I just remembered how I redid that. So I'm putting together a maker's box, which will be it'll kind of run, well, I was going to say it'll run on like a 3-month basis, but it really won't. So it will be released every 3 months because I want to have enough time to gather product and, you know, do reviews and different things like that. So the first one will, the pre-purchase will go out February 1st, and then the shipping date will be April 1st. Okay. How it'll work is the first one you purchase will be $110.95. And then every month after that, if you keep your subscription up, your subscription box will be $64.95. So as many months as you continue, you will get the discounted rate. If you stop or you miss a month, you will just start again. So then the next one you purchase will be back at the $110.95, and then the $64.95 will kick in after that. For right now, I'm doing it a 3-month release. So it'll be a pre-sale, and then 2 or 3 months later, it'll ship. It may change as we go on and I see if there's more and more and more interest. So we'll see how it goes. It will not be projects to complete. It will simply be product. I will research. I will send some QR codes for you to scan. If I find cool videos or project links, I will do that for you. It will be some new product and some new releases and some product I've never carried. And then it'll also be some old tried and true. So, you know, in one of the boxes, you might get some score tape or, you know, something to that effect, or stencil or something that we've had in the store lots, but I know it's popular. So it'll be some new releases, some, good old favorites, right? So, yeah. And the first few, I'm only doing 6 because I don't know how it'll go over. So if you're interested, let me know. Again, that will be released also on February 1st for pre-sales, and it'll be a first come, first serve. So just get those few out of the way. And now let's change and go on to our project. Okay. I am so happy that you are in Arizona. That must be wonderful. What area? Are you near Yuma or Tucson, or where are you exactly? Oof, jealous. Okay, so I always seem to have my little head picture thing on the wrong side. Let's move these inks over here. Oops. Okay, so I've decided that I'm going to use a printed paper. This is from the Grandma's Attic line of Mintay. It was just one kind of a scrap piece of paper I had. So I wanted to see if we could make this wreath look sort of vintaged. So I'm going to do it on this. Now, before you say anything, and I know that it's showing the words to be sideways, but remember this wreath is round, and so once you cut it, it doesn't really matter. You can lay it any way you want. Right? So what my discovery was with these stencils is, and I think I did tell you this last time, so my camera here, you can see these little tiny marks in the corner. See if I can lift it up even closer for you to see. There's these little tiny marks in each of the corners. Okay, those marks are for covers, A2 cover size front. So it works really good if you cut your paper to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I guess this could allow you to do it right on a card front if you so desired, if you say weren't going to cut it out. But of course I'm cutting it out, so I want this. I'm thinking that there may be a way even, well, I know that there would be, I just haven't gotten that far yet, but you could do this like your size as your background and then grid off. Like last time because I was doing the glitter paper, I didn't want to waste a lot, right? So I'd only cut it kind of to the size of the wreath. And you could do that, and I feel it would work very successfully if you did a base page like this for your lining up in your little corner marks, and then lined up on your paper, sort of where your smaller piece would go. I think it would work just fine. Okay, so with this one, there is 4 different layers, if you remember from last time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these 3 inks, Brushed Corduroy, Vintage Photo, and Gathered Twigs. Sorry, you can't see this bottom one. Move it up a little bit. And then for the last one, I'm going to use this, the Crafters Workshop Sea Glass Stencil Butter, just to give it a little bit extra, right? And because I am using, my goal is to try to put a cluster together for you with the wreath and then some of these bits and pieces. So I kind of pulled colors out of a few of these flowers to kind of give me the color palette, okay? So then when I went through and I was thinking, okay, which one do I want the stencil butter to be? I looked through, okay, so this one's kind of leaves, right? And then there's this one, which is, you know, some of the stalk pieces or the other boughs. Same with this one. And then when it came to this one, I thought, well, this one has the most opening. So this one's the one I'm going to use for the shape, for the stencil butter. So now the other thing to note is to make sure you have all your stencils the right way up. It says stencil 1, 2, 3, and 4 on it, which doesn't really matter which way you do it, just as long as those words are all the right way up. And I had these ones all upside down. So I don't think it really matters as long as they're all the same way, your die cut will work out. Okay, so we are going to line up our little corners with the corners of our paper. And I have done this once already, so I do know that doing this properly and lining these up actually does cause it to work out properly. All right. So this is the leaves. I think I'll go with Gathered Twigs. So I'm kind of going, like I said, I wanted to do this a little bit vintage, so I'm kind of going a little bit against the grain here, and I want to do sort of a vintagey muted wreath, right? So that's why I'm going with, oh, speaking of Distress. Did anybody see the new ink release today? It's the last one in the new series of the 12 that he released. Lori, did you? I know that you are big on those, and I do have the new color coming. I'm hoping next Wednesday, Thursday, it should be here, so if you're interested. Hi, Barb. Yes, Maker's Box. It's going to be very cool. It's kind of going to be like the Advent calendar in a way. It'll just be that it's, you know, kind of some of the newer release products and some products that, you know, we think will be popular. Okay, so here's stencil number 1. All right, now where did I put my, right here. I want to clean off my stencil brushes too as I go along, because I'm thinking I'm going to have some different colors. So because these ones are all kind of brownish, I'm going to, oops, sorry, just cleaning off my stencil here, because I'm going to do a whole nother round of it, so I want to keep my stencils cleaned off as well. Okay, so sorry if my head's in there. Lining this up. Hi, Auntie. Yeah, it's okay if you're late, no problem. You can always watch the remake of the, or the replay of the beginning a little bit. You like the Maker's Box idea? Okay, cool. Hi, Dorinda. How are you? Ooh, has anybody see? Did anybody see the new color? I am kind of surprised by it. I'm just gonna wait to see if anybody, just say yes if you've seen what the new color was. I don't want to give it away yet, so if you've seen it, just say yes, and if not, then I'll tell you in just a little bit here once I get this one kind of completed. I was a little bit surprised, although I feel like I'm kind of always surprised with his choices. So I guess I'm not really surprised by it if I go by that. What's the word? Expectation. I know I'm teasing. I know. So no, nobody? I didn't watch the YouTube. I just I get emails from Ranger when they do new releases, and I'd actually forgot about it this morning. I kind of did mean to watch, and then I went to check my email and I thought, oh yes, right, the new color, right, I forgot. Sorry, just giving my stencils a quick rub as we use them. All right, last one. Just getting this lined up. It actually lines up pretty easy, so I'm glad that they put the little marks in all four corners. Okay, so now I'm going to use brushed corduroy. Not yet, even you? Oh, man. Okay. Do I need to, what was it called? Now I got to relook what it was called. Oh, I know how to do that right here. I'm just going on my computer quick just to get it. Okay, the new color is called Scorched Timber. It is brown. I feel like it's a darker one. It's maybe not quite as dark as Ground Espresso, but it's a dark one. And it's more along the lines of Ground Espresso. Like, it's more brown than Vintage Photo for sure. It's more, I guess, maybe in this tone range of Gathered Twigs. Yeah, I just have a picture of it here. I think it's, or sorry, this is Frayed Burlap. It's more along this line, like it's a warmer tone color. Do you see the difference between these ones? This is like a colder tone brown. This one's warmer. It's in this line, but it's darker. It's quite a bit darker than that. It's more dark like Ground Espresso. Scorched Timber, it is called. I think it would be nice, and it has its place, absolutely. I just feel like the browns and these sort of distressed vintage colors, I mean, I feel, I guess, like there's already a pretty good color palette where that's concerned. And there's color palettes amongst there that could be filled. I mean, I kind of was hoping for a yellow, you know? What is there, only like 5 yellows? So, yeah, I don't know. All right. Vintage. Okay, oops. I'm kind of catching my stencil here. I'm not being very gentle with it. All right. All right, so now we're going to do the stencil butter for our last one, and then I'm going to have to let this dry while I do the next one. And just so you guys are fully aware, I may run over 2 o'clock. I can't do too much, though, because I have things to do at 2:30, but I will, if it doesn't dry, then I will finish it up and I will let you know. Okay, where? Right here. Just looking for my palette knife. Oh, and I should put the lid back on that one. I know. Yeah. It is kind of a dirty looking brown Dagny, you're right. Yeah. I mean, I do think it would be good for distressing and stuff, but I don't know. I know, and we did have Grey Jan. We had Lost Shadow, and even though it wasn't what I was hoping, I mean, I guess it's still a gray, right? I was hoping for a bit of a darker gray than Hickory Smoke. It's not what we got. And now we've got another brown. So it is what it is, right? Just gonna move this so I can go around here. Make sure I'm getting all these pieces. Okay, I'm just doing a really thin layer of this because it's not really, the texture is not so much the angle I'm going for. I mean, I am going for texture, but I'm also going just for a bit of different medium on here. So it's not really the thick, chunky texture that I'm looking at. So I just want to put a really thin line on here. All right. Ooh, I think that's going to be really pretty. Just let me get my stuff here cleaned up quick, my stencil with my baby wipe, and then I will lift that and show you guys. But this stuff has to be cleaned up right away. Can't leave it like you can leave the inks. All right. Oh, good, Ramona. Hello. Nice of you to join and watch. Thank you so much for that. I feel like it's been so long since I've seen you. I do have some new product, and I know I was going to show new product today, but I didn't quite get all of it that I was hoping for. And I have another box coming, so I kind of thought, actually I have 2 more boxes coming. So I thought I would maybe wait on that and show you when I have it more new product, and also when I can actually get it in the system so it's ready. Okay, I'm going to lift this up so you can kind of have a closer look. And so yeah, now I've turned it so you can see how, I think it's very beautiful. Wow. Well, Dagny, he did do Villainous Potion, right, for purple, so. Oh, good. Well, that's good. Just even a hello would be good. Yeah, this turned out really nice, hey? And so then when I'm pairing it with, let's grab this one maybe. Oops, I'll put it down. Barb, you should be excited about this because it's Grandma's Attic that I'm using these die cut pieces for. But yeah, look at that, hey? So I'm going to let this dry. And then I'm going to move these ones out of the way because I have a new color palette that I want to use for this other one. So I'm going to use Still again because I'm going with this Grandma's Attic one. I decided what I'm going to do for my main kind of 2 colors will be these 2, Speckled Egg and Ice Spruce. Then I am throwing in Frayed Burlap because I want it to kind of be that vintage look, like I said. And then for the pop of color or the little bit different texture, or pop of color, let's just say that. I'm going to go with Tattered Rose, but I'm going to use the Oxide because I really want that to show up, okay? So I want to, again, just grab a baby wipe. I'm just going to quickly wipe my stencil down just a little bit better. Because of using the blues, of course, I don't want to have the browns come off on there. Which, I mean, maybe wouldn't be a bad thing. It doesn't really matter, right? Just for me, for what I'm doing right now. Maybe having that slight tinge of brown coming off with your blues might be nice. Who knows, right? That's the thing, is sometimes you maybe forget to do things and it starts out being an oops, but you know, I think some of those times the oopses can lead to some of the best ideas, right? All right, let's dry these up a bit. So for this one, I'm just going to use a white. And my reasoning for this is because I just want to show you these colors and to be able to cut it while we are on this live. Oh man, I'm going to have you guys, I'm sorry, I'm going to really have you guys running over here. I might have to start doing my lives like an hour long. So, again, I don't really maybe go stencil 1, 2, 3, 4 in order. I just make sure that they're all facing the same way up so that I can read the word stencil. Oh. That one just has a little bit of guck in there. Okay. I did find with this set of stencils, now this is from Picket Fence. I probably didn't mention that before. No, not Picket Fence. Pink Fresh Studios, sorry. From Pink Fresh Studios. It's called Overlapping Leafy Wreath. I am not sure if there is a stamp to go with it or not. I just wanted the die and the wreath and the stencils, so I didn't really pay attention as to if there was a stamp that went with it or not. So if you are interested, I mean, that's something I can check into for you, right? All right. So let's start with our Speckled Egg. Oh, and what I was going to say before is I do feel like the one you do at the end is the one that kind of shows up the most. So this time I'm going to do these leaves. I think that would be the best use of the pink to do these leaves. So let's start with our speckled egg. I do have some of my flaps kind of damaged here a little bit from being too rough when I'm cleaning these. So now I'm going to have to stencil just a little bit nicer. That's okay. Yeah, okay, more specific, sorry. I know, well that's how I feel about the gray, right? Yes, we had Lost Shadow, but I was hoping for a bit of a darker gray. Yes, I know, I'm just giving you a hard time. But yes, a yellow too would have been amazing. Not another brown. I am definitely glad we were off the blue and green wagon though. I will say kudos for that, right? I might have another pack, yes. Just text me after this and I can look. I think I might. And you're leaving tomorrow, is that right? Because the Minte hasn't come in yet. But, I mean, I may just have to ship it and maybe we could split the shipping or something, okay? All right, so speckled egg. And it looks so horrible when it's first just like that, right? Not horrible, but you definitely don't see the effect with just the one stencil, right? Okay, that one. Now let's go. Yeah, let's go with this one, I think, for Ice Spruce. I'm just looking to make sure I have this the right way around. Oh, just like that. See, I almost messed up again. You will tell when you die cut if you've messed up because it won't cut out properly, which is what happened last time, right? Right? All right, so now we are going in with Ice Spruce. Is that what I said? Yep, Ice Spruce. I contemplated Evergreen Bough, but I just didn't feel like it was the right color. And I was not ever really a big Ice Spruce person, but lately, isn't that funny? Do you guys have colors that, you know, you kind of are, it's really, really popular for a while and then you sort of switch and then you kind of find like your new favorite? Does anybody have that with your Distress inks? I mean, I think I'll always have kind of my tried and true ones like Pumice Stone and Bundled Sage. I really like Salvage Patina, Saltwater Taffy. You know, those are kind of some of my quick favorites off the top of my head. But I really I've been using Tattered Rose quite a bit lately. I really like that. Tumbled Glass has really grown on me. This Ice Spruce, like I said. Tea Dye, which is one I never thought I'd ever even use, and it's grown on me quite a bit. Old Paper I like. Okay. All right, so we are done with our Iced Spruce. Ooh. Thank you, Dagny, for saying that, because I feel like I did some good color combinations today, too. Sometimes I miss the mark, but today I feel like I did a pretty good job. Okay, and then this one will be our vintage color, which is Frayed Burlap. Instead of calling it brown, I'll call it vintage color, right? Sorry, just a quick drink. Okay, this is, let's use this. Was this the one I was using for the browns? I think so. I'm just going to try a little bit lighter touch on this. I'm excited to put Tattered Rose. I am a little bit concerned it might not be dark enough, but we'll see. That's why I went to the Oxide rather than just the regular Distress. And Dorinda's out at a retreat at Swan Lake right now. Isn't that what she said, Swan Lake? I never... Interesting. I wonder what it's for. Meaning like if it's scrapbooking, crafting, quilting. All right. Okay. So we've done our brown bit. Yes. Oh, I am kind of going back. Yes, you're right. Oh yeah, I know you actually said that. You've actually said that you think it's a non-color. Yes. And didn't you say that about Tattered Rose as well? Was that one of your non-color ones? I'm trying to remember from when we did our mixed media. All right. So, let's get these off. That is really pretty. Oh my goodness. Wow. Just a quick rub down. All right, leaves for the last one for our Tattered Rose. I guess I'm not going to get to make a little cluster for you guys, but you know, it's always something I can do next week. All right, that one, I'm going to pick a clean blending brush here for the Tattered Rose. Hopefully it's clean, yeah. Because I do want to get this cut out for you guys so that you can see that that it does actually work when you go to cut it, when you've used the correct placement of your stencils. And I think picking this oxide worked out well, and I also think picking this leaf one worked well, because that's the thing. I feel like it's kind of a little good pointer, is you can to remember the stencil that you choose to be your last stencil should be the color that you want to stand out the most, because it's a building stencil. It's meant to do that. So the last layer of stencil should be the color that you kind of want to see the most, or have stand out, or have that pop that you want it to have. And no matter which one that is, because the last one we used a different one as our last stencil, right? So I don't think it matters which one you use, just whichever it is going to be your last standout one. Okay, you guys ready for your big reveal? Yeah. All right, look at that. I'll lift it up. And then I'll put one of these in with it so that you can see kind of where I went with that, right? Or here's this cluster too from that. Look at how beautiful that'll work all together. You know, let's see. I'm just kind of grabbing a few other little ephemera bits from in this pack just to see how ones would go together, right? Because I was planning to do a cluster. All right, it's 2:03. Let me get this cut for you so that you guys can see it being cut out. Oh, I don't know if I grabbed some. I don't know if I grabbed any washi tape. So that I may have to go and grab, because with this, I don't want to rely just on the magnetic mat or the platform. I want to actually tape it down. All right, I'll put it this way maybe so you can see how I figure out this die. But I need to quickly grab some kind of washi or painter's tape or something so that I can hold this down while I run it through. Oh, here we go. I knew I had some. My room's a chaos, but it's funny, hey, how you always know where certain things are, even if your crafting area is a chaos. Okay, so when doing this, I look for a few of these bigger branches that stick out towards the middle. And then I look for the corresponding place. Look, I think I got it already. Look at that, the first try. So can you, I'll see if I can lift this up so you can see. So I went by this piece right here, right? That little bit that sticks out. And then you can see on the die that there's those kind of lumps, I guess, for lack of a better term. So when you find that, then you can kind of just slide it into place and it works out perfect. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of washi, get this side lined up, come down, come in. So just take your time, line it up. It won't cut out perfectly, like there will be a frame around it, right? But this will at least show way better than it did the first time I did this, where it was not lined up at all. Okay, I think those two should be good. All right, put this in. You can see my lovely cutting plates, how destroyed they are. I'm gonna put this in too, just for, because it helps to squish it down so much more. I love my metal shim, use it all the time. Even though this isn't intricate die, sometimes it's nice just to know that when you run it through it will cut and you don't have to worry about it going forward. All right, let's put my Big Shot back down on the floor. Ta-da! All right. All right, are we ready for this now? I can show you that the reason I do like this leafy wreath die, and that it actually does work out when you pay attention and do it correctly. Ta-da! Oops, my Band-Aid. Ta-da! Look, see, it works. It cuts out perfectly when you've lined all your stencils up properly. So it worked out very, very well. Now, like I said, you could, like some of these little flowers on here, you know, you could take some of those. Actually, you know, this would be really good because I do find, oops, in some of these ephemera kits, you know, there's always lots of tiny little things that you kind of never know what to use them with or how to use them. You know, you could slide one of these in behind like that. I did kind of cut off some ribbons that you could maybe put on there with it, right? There's pop dots to use. I do want to have something with a bit of, I'm just looking through my, oh, here. I was going to say, I do want to have something with a little bit of blue on it. So maybe another little leaf like that. Maybe not that ribbon. Maybe something like this, a little shimmery, hey? A little bit of shimmery ribbon. Like that. And you gotta, I mean, this is a very quick little cluster, right? But look, isn't that beautiful? And then to put, you could put little gems, you know, on it if you wanted to. Perfect. It worked out so good. Now I'm just going to see if my other one is, no, it's not quite dry yet. I'll have to show you guys that one next time. But just so that you now know that when you do pay attention and use the stencils correctly, it does cut out a beautiful, beautiful wreath. Now this piece that I have it on, this white, would be the size of a card front because I had a couple of them cut out just in case. So you can kind of see how it would lead to working really well on a card front if you wanted it on there. I am thinking too about maybe cutting or doing a few of these wreaths and figuring out how to do a nice page layout with them, or even a art journal page, something to that effect. So yes, I just wanted to be able to show you how you can take your die cuts and your stencils that work together and then add them with some ephemera that you may have. Especially, I know lots of times with me is I have little bits and pieces of ephemera left out of a pack lying around, right? So this just gives you another idea of how to use it to maybe take advantage of those extra little tidbits left. Okay, and here's our other one. I'll re-show that. My paste isn't quite dry, but you know, if you cut it, then we're going to put maybe that on there, a nice blue butterfly, you know, even just like that, it's really pretty cluster, right? So there you go. All right, so how was that? I'm sorry I kept you guys a little bit longer. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Jan. Yes, it turned out very, very nice. So, interested in more of these, let me know. I really like this wreath one. It's, yeah, I just love it. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. And if you had time, you know, oops, my finger. If you had time, not on a live stream, you know, you could do every single layer with a paste, right? And maybe that would be nice, or just do 2 sets with a paste. I'm not sure. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Hi, Linda. It was nice of you to join as well. So I hope that this kind of reinstated how wonderful these dies and stencil sets really are and truly can be. Don't mind my messy one before when I just was trying to save paper. You don't need to try to save paper, or at least be prepared and make some templates up before you try to save paper. It just goes a long, long way to making the products work the way they're supposed to work. I can order this in for anybody that's interested. I can get you pricing, so just let me know. And then just watch out. I know we'll have another live yet, but just kind of remember to keep February 1st on the back of your mind. The retreat pre-order or pre-registration will be released on that day, and as well as the Maker's Box will be released on that day, okay? Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay warm. Monday, Tuesday, I think it's supposed to start to warm up and snow a bunch more, but at least it'll be warmer. So stay safe and stay warm and take care. Thank you.